Next group, thank you to this group. Next group up is Karen Elliott, Beulah Torgerson, Michael Kanufke, thank you, Amy Toman Long Manuel, Aloyas Notson, Michelle Mott, to be followed by Bonnie Rossler, Chad Brown, John Lawson, Shira Feinberg, Lori Priddy, and David Grigg. Let me also announce to anybody out there listening that we announced a long time ago, witness registration will close at 9 p.m. That's for anyone who wishes to provide written testimony. We closed the line at 11 a.m. this morning for oral testimony, but said that we would keep accepting written testimony and cards registering a position on Senate Bill 1, for or against, but at 9 o'clock we will not be able to accept any more witness registration cards from individuals who arrive after 9 p.m. If you're in line by 9 p.m. If you're in line. Okay? If you're in line by 9 p.m. We'll be fair. Any questions? Okay. That was the clarification, right? All the hands went up. Okay. You have to be in line. Karen Elliott. Is Karen Elliott here? Karen Elliott showed in favor of the bill. We will register that as a position but not oral. Beulah Torgerson. Beulah Torgerson will be shown in opposition to the bill, not wishing to testify. Michael Kanufke. How'd I do?
That's it. You're good.
Got it.
My name is Mike Kanufke, and I represent the San Antonio Family Association. And we ask that you vote for the Senate Bill 1 because we stand for life. I love great outdoors. I love animals. And I'm a hunter. I'm a fisher. I like trying to fish. Let's put it that way. Camping, hiking, and I'm just all around admirer of God's creation. And I think, and I imagine that most of us would agree in this room that we should conserve and protect the natural environments around us. So I guess the question is, why do we not protect the unborn child the same way that we protect nature? I'll give you an example. We all know that if we kill the bald eagle, that we'd be in trouble. The state of Texas would come down hard on us, and the wrath of the full federal government would come down on us too. Lacey Act passed in 1900 and protects bald eagles by making it a federal offense to take, possess, transport, sell, import, or export their nests or eggs and parts that are taken in violation of any state law. It also prohibits any inhumane treatment. Penalties include a maximum of 5 years in prison and $250,000 of fines. It seems to me that we do more for our eagle eggs than we do for our babies in the womb. In summary, we must protect the most innocent, the baby in the mother's womb. We ask that you vote yes for this bill today, as eventually all of us in this room included, will be judged by our actions. Thank you.
Thank you. Amy Toman Long Manuel. Go ahead.
Good evening. Thank you. My name is Amy Manuel of Denton, Texas. I'm a constituent of Senator Estes and previously of Committee Chair Nelson. I'm against Senate Bill 1. Why am I here? I'm here because I am a woman. I am here because I am a wife. I am here because I am a mother. I am here because I am one of the 40% of women between the ages of 40 and 55 who have had an abortion. Why am I here? I'm here because the women of my son's generation deserve the same rights and freedoms that I had. I am here because my mother's generation and my sister's generation were there for me. I'm here because if we don't stand up and make our voices heard, young women from this generation won't have the same freedoms that we had. Why am I here? I am here because 116 women died of pregnancy-related causes in Texas in 2011, but 0 from safe legal abortions. I am here for the approximately 5,000 women in America that died each year from unsafe illegal abortions prior to Roe v. Wade. I'm here for Becky Bell, who died from an unsafe illegal abortion at 17 years because she was afraid to ask for parental consent or get a judicial bypass. I'm here for all the women who will die from unsafe illegal abortions if this legislation passes. Why am I here? I'm here because women are being bullied. I'm here because women are being shamed. I'm here because our doctors are being murdered. I'm here because our clinics are being bombed. Why am I here? I am here because laws like this one are closing our healthcare centers. I am here because laws like this one make it harder for women to get the care they need.
Thank you, Ms. Jordan. Yes. Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Go ahead. Tell
Nobody
me your name.
gets it, even at home in Laredo.
Oh,
It's Alois Knotson. It's Al Knotson.
thank you.
You're welcome. I'm a constituent of Senator Letitia Vanderpute, and I'm here in support of Senate Bill 1. I don't think any of us who watched the trial of Dr. Gosnell and heard the testimony, the horrific conditions that existed in that supposed clinic, and thought, this is just awful. You can't possibly have seen something or imagined something that horrific. And yet then we hear the testimony coming out of Houston. We never would have thought in Texas that we'd have that same kind of a situation. And yet when you saw the pictures of those little bodies with their necks snipped, which was in Gosnell's, and then you hear the eyewitness testimony of heads being twisted off in Houston, that's horrific. But that's the abortion industry. Let's not make any mistake about it. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry. The founder of Planned Parenthood, our biggest abortion provider, Margaret Sanger, was a eugenicist. It's maybe not surprising then that a disproportionate share of minorities are aborted. I firmly believe in the 3 pillars of our Constitution: life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Of those 3, life is the bedrock. You can't have liberty and pursuit of happiness without life. And I believe that life begins at conception and expires at the time we naturally die. I do want to thank you for the time the committee has spent. It's clearly the number of, I got to participate, but I want to compliment you on the system that you used that got us through. The courtesy we received from the Department of Public Safety was phenomenal. Troopers are professional and courteous.
Thank you. Thank you. And your time's up, but I'm going to add, staff has been phenomenal. We had numerous senators' staff help with. There were a lot of people out there. I'm glad you brought that up, because whichever side you're on, a lot of people help make it. So DPS, phenomenal. Our Sergeant Arms staff, just I'm most grateful. Oh, go ahead. I generally don't allow displays like that, but this time I am going to make an exception. Ms. Mott.
Thank you, Chair and Committee, for allowing me to testify. My name is Michelle Mott. I'm a constituent of Kirk Watson, and I am here to testify against Senate Bill 1 because I strongly believe that women should have all medically sound options available to them in making choices about their reproductive care and life. I actually sit here before you today because 34 years ago, my mother made a very difficult decision to terminate an unplanned pregnancy. She was the mother of a young child, my sister, and she and my father were struggling financially to support themselves and a baby. They knew that they wanted to have a second child, but they also knew that for them it was not the right time. For my entire family's sake, and for my very own, I am happy that they were able to make that decision. It most likely saved their marriage, improved the quality of life for my sister, and made my existence possible. I was born 3 years later. At the time, my family lived in a small West Texas town. Thankfully, my mother had access to a nearby abortion provider so that she and my father were able to act on their decision in a way that was legal and medically safe to ensure her future fertility so that she could have another child when the timing was right for our family. This is an intensely personal story. My mother was very forthright about her experiences with my sister and myself because she wanted us to know the emotional consequences that come along with choices that are made regarding our sexual and reproductive practices. I know this was a difficult decision for her at the time, but one that she ultimately believes to have been the right decision. It is unfathomable for me to think of women in that position being forced to not only decide what is best for themselves and their families, but also forced to make that decision based on access to safe and affordable care. If my mother, who was making the decision in part because of her and my father's concern about their ability to afford to support the life of another person, had then to decide whether or not she could afford to take time off of work and afford the travel costs in addition to the cost of the medical procedure, her freedom of choice and ability to make a sound decision for her family would have been severely impaired. It is unacceptable that in the year 2013, with all of the medical and technological advances.
Time's expired.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you to this panel. Next